Well, hello YouTube. Well, I guess my plans is kind of washed out. Yeah. I was going to film another towboat today for a video, but looks like Mother Nature has other plans. Yeah, let's check the weather radar and see how long this is going to last, but as far as I know, looks like our plans are washed out. Yeah, as you see, it's a slow mover of a storm. Not much of a storm. If it was a bigger storm, you know I would have went live with it. But it had potential, but it fizzled out. Time got to us, so maybe that's why, because I'm doing an edited video, so I decided to fizzle out. But yeah, it's going to be a long time. That most that clear, it'd be nap time, and I have to go in for work. So what else we're doing today? I don't know. And you know, last night after I did some videos, I was watching the Duluth Harbor Cam live stream, and I watched one of the big boats came strolling in. It was like over 1,004 feet long, 105 feet wide. It had the depth of about some 50-something odd feet in depth, so it was coming into Duluth Harbor, and I think it was called American Century. It's one of the, I think, one of 5 or 6 1,000-footers and that. So I know I've been showing some towboats here lately here on the channel. So I took the liberty of measuring what is an average length and width of a barge. These are the numbers that Google came up with, okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, an average barge length is 195 feet long, 35 feet wide. And it can have a max depth of 12 feet, but usually if it's on a Mississippi River, especially the upper Mississippi River, they take it down to about 8.5 to 9 feet deep. So they usually stop around 8.5. That's still a good load for a barge. Now, if it's a 15 barge tow, full or empty, I think I measured it. I think it was measured to be 900 and something odd feet. Let me verify it real quick. This is the length of a average 15 barge tow. It's 5 barges long, so let's go with the length first. So it'll be 195 feet times 5 barges in length. This is the length of the barge. It came up to 975 feet long. This is without the towboat. And if you add another calculator, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do this real quick here. I'm going to add a second one here and that. So usually up here in the upper Mississippi River, it's 3 barges wide. So if you go 35 feet times 3, that's 3 barges wide. It's 105 feet wide, so it's about as wide as some of those lake liners. Wow! When I came up with those numbers, you gotta remember, the barge is 195 feet in length and 35 feet wide. So if you add 5 barges long, it's 9. This is without the towboat. This is without the towboat. It's 975 feet. If you go 3 barges wide, it's 105 feet. I think the lock chamber is about 110. I think that's the width. The length is usually on average up here is 600 feet. But wide, can you fit? That's why I'm mentioning in that last towboat video why they do a double lockage, where they lock at least on a 15 barge tow, they'll lock 9 barges in, flush that out or yank it out, depending on which direction it's going. If it's going north, they yank it out. If it's going south, they usually flush it out, basically. Then the rest of the tow, the rest of the 6 barges plus towboat, Now, the average towboat length does vary here on the Mississippi River. So let's say if you add, we're going to go over the lengthwise. We're not going to talk about the width of the towboat. We're talking about the length of the towboat because we already got the width. Unless you're one of those big towboats that's pretty close, gets pretty close to 100 feet, 105 feet wide, and it's only maybe one in the world that is left. The Corps of Engineers has that one. It's called the Mississippi, and that. So let's add 100. Let's add an average tow length of 150 feet. That's about an average length of a towboat. Just the towboat itself. This is the tug, the one that pushes the barges and all that stuff. It averages about 105 feet, or longer. But I think let's play the safe side. Let's go with the length of. Actually, it is a little shorter than a barge. Actually, so let's do a. Let's go 175 plus. Let's go like 175 feet in length for the towboat. I think that's where most of them are at. Some are less, some are more, but most of them are less than that. So if you add an average of 175 feet of a towboat, and add it to 975 feet, that's 1,150 feet of towboat. That's the maximum of 15 barges, 3 wide, and the length of the barge and the width of the barge with the towboat. 15 barges with towboat, 1,050 feet. That's why most lock chambers requires a double lockage up here. So they were supposed to lengthen the locks years ago, but I guess the environmentalists didn't like it. But hey, environmentalists, while a towboat is waiting to lock through, it's wrecking the shores of it's wrecking the nearby shores near the dam. So I think twice on that one, you guys. I took the measurements of the largest lake liner on the Great Lakes today, considered the Queen of the Great Lakes. And it's a bulk carrier, and it measures 1,013 feet and 6 inches in length. And the width is usually about 105 feet. So if I just go measurements here, just to make sure. Or dimensions will also work. Yep, exactly. It's 105 feet wide. So actually, an average Mississippi River towboat with barges, now it doesn't haul as much as Paul Together does, but lengthwise, it could beat out that big ocean, that big lake liner. Holy cow! It's coming down now. Like I said, it is coming down now. Good thing I did not make my plans today. Otherwise, this camera guy could have got wet, could have got soaked, and I could have ruined the camera. But yeah, that's what it looks like right now. Yeah, our plans was washout today. But yeah. Holy cow, it's really coming down. So one of these days I will get I'll get a measurement of the actual towboat. Let's say what the actual width and all that stuff. I'll try to get all that information down, the ones I plan to film in the future, and depending on how many barges it is, the length, and all that stuff. You can Google all this information all you want. You're going to find out that average barge length is 196 feet in length, and that's pretty long. But if you put like 3 of them together, that's probably you're still going to require a double lockage anyway with a towboat and that. So just keep that in mind. One of these days, I'll get up to the lock and dam, either by bicycle, if I have to walk. That's a long walk, Chuck. Yeah, I probably won't do it this year because the North Bridge is closed for the summer, doing some much needed repair work and updates and that. So we'll make plans on it next year, hopefully. Just get what it's like to see a double lockage at one of our lock and dams. Unless you're in Keokuk, Iowa, it's one and done. Now we need lock chambers. It's one and done. Maybe to get the barges through quicker and that. But if I just give you some information, some fun facts, the difference between a 15 barge tow with a towboat. Now remember, when they get south of St. Louis, they get even bigger. Word has it, they go as many as 6 barges, maybe 7 barges wide, and 8 barges long. Then that will beat out easily the length and the width of the biggest lake liner on the Great Lakes. It actually beats out almost most ocean liners in length and width. Okay, like I said, not going out today as the rain starts to die down, but it's going to be raining for another hour and a half. Like I said, it is a slow moving storm. I normally have to be out by now so I can be home by noon, and I don't think this is not going to happen. So we'll just end this video. Like I said, I was going to film a towboat today. We had one coming down. There was one that went north this morning. I already filmed that. It was called the Wisconsin. That was the pilot house, went up and down. But there was another one coming down. It's locking through now. But by the time it gets the time this rain is over, it's already going to be south of Clinton anyway. So I guess that's why I give these informations and specs on these barges here on the Mississippi River. Now they may not hold the same tonnage unless they get bigger down in St. Louis, which they will. Maybe the same tonnage, I don't know. Well, I haven't done the math on that one yet, so maybe someone else will do the math on that one. But I don't think it'll have the same tonnage. But lengthwise, we beat out the biggest lake liner on the Great Lakes, which is the Paul Together, with an average length of a tow with towboat. On average, if the towboat averages about 150 feet or 175 feet in length, the average 15 barge tow with towboat, it's 1,150 feet long. That's why they do a double lockage. It's a procedure I'd like to show you one of these days. So it's always fun to learn new stuff here on the channel and that. So, and sometimes there may be YouTube videos on it too. So check out on YouTube. Maybe there is a video on a double lockage on that situation. Who knows? Only thing we know is we need to wrap up this video. Please like, share, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe button, notification bell. Sorry for the rain out on today's video, but I just say I was going to film a no towboat today, and I just want to talk about, in case you guys ask questions like that, that's why I hope I answer them for you. And that if not, I know someone else will answer that for you. Alright, we'll see you guys later.